Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching CNXG. My name is David. Today I want to talk about something that people ask me about. They want to know. Some people tell me I'm one of them. I can relate to people that say they are, for sure. It's kind of interesting to me, and I know it interests a lot of you guys. Especially, you saw the title, so you're watching. I am not trying at all, and I'm not gonna talk about what an empath or a highly sensitive person is. That would just be opinion, you know. I'm not trying to do that. What I want to do today is try to open some of your guys' eyes a little bit and maybe get you to just evaluate your life and just see if some of these things I'm talking about rings true. Because I'm doing this to benefit people like yourself who are empathic and highly sensitive. And this may be something not new to you at all. So I know it is for some people, because I'm coming across a lot of people that are telling me they're empathic or highly sensitive, and they want to know why they're in abusive relationships with people. And part of my job is to kind of find out why they're dating people like this. And they tell me, well, I'm empathic, highly sensitive. And I said, well, let's see if there's more to this. And as we start exploring their life, they start really saying, oh yeah, I see now. So if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be able to fix the things in their life. They wouldn't be able to avoid dating abusive people. And that's what I'm doing right here. This video is for people who have been abused, emotionally abused, by typically disordered people with personality disorders, and they believe or they know that they are empathic or highly sensitive. So what I want to do is just try and tell you guys a couple of things that I've been discovering with empathic and highly sensitive people, and see if this applies to you. That would be great. And I hope that maybe this will help you, something beneficial for you. So I'm in no way trying to talk about what empaths are or highly sensitive people. I merely want to suggest some things that might benefit your life that you may have not thought about, may have closed the door on, not really want to entertain. Okay? So, you know, because in this community, okay, we've been victimized by abusers, but there's a tone, big time, and there's something that we are doing, and we tend to have real black and white thinking on, you know, everyone is in this community is either the abuser or the victim, or the narc or the empath, right? And we just either think that that's it. We're either a narc or an empath, And this black and white thinking, what it can do is hinder your own personal growth, okay, your own recovery. Because empaths and highly sensitive people have work to do as well. And that should show if you have been in relationships with abusers, people who have abused you, especially more than one. You know, especially if you have a friend, that's one. Especially if you have a parent, that's one. There's typically work to do. That means things need to change, so you have to do some work. So I hope that makes sense. If we look at, if we lock ourselves too much into that narrative, right, then we close the door on any kind of change possible. If we just say, they're the bad guy, I'm the good guy, they need to change, I don't, right? And I think that's I think we all kind of understand that. But I don't want you to close that door at all. You know, I want you to keep growing and keep changing, okay, right? That's what we should all be doing all the time, because life is that process, isn't it? If you've had pain in your life, you have pain now, you've had painful relationships, that is telling you that something needs to be addressed, okay? It's not just there's a bad person in your life. try and find out why you've allowed a person in your life like that, or why did you stay with them after they caused you pain. Okay? There's two things I want to talk about, and these are two things that make sense to me, how or why some of us might be an empath or highly sensitive person. And I've talked about a lot of this in my other videos, and I talk about this specifically in my CPTSD videos. So if any of this rings true, you guys, explore possibility of CPTSD, because the traits of empathic people and highly sensitive people really, really are very similar to how people feel with CPTSD, big time. And one thing that makes us overly sensitive to things is childhood trauma, okay? Because childhood trauma is, a lot of it has to do with one real simple thing, okay? When we're born, as children, when we're born, we cannot regulate our own emotions. They are too much for us. They're too scary. We're too sensitive. It's our parents' job, and we expect it. We expect our parents to help regulate our emotions. And if they don't, they could even dysregulate us even more. Okay? This kind of experience through childhood can make us overly sensitive, hypersensitive to things that you might be sensitive to. Okay? And some of these things should be little red flags or little alarms kind of telling you this is what that is. Okay? The other aspect which goes along with this is childhood neglect. And I talk about this a lot, so I hope I'm not boring anybody when I bring this up again. But neglect is simply this. It's the caretakers who are supposed to pay attention to your feelings neglected your feelings. They neglected you. They neglected you emotionally. They neglected your feelings and your emotional needs. When that happens, the child also stops. They also neglect their own feelings. And we tend to look outwards and we pay attention to others' feelings. And there's a lot of different reasons why we do this. If we begin to realize that the parent needs to be happy first, and then that'll make us happy. Instead of the parent makes us happy, the parent helps us. The parent gives us attention, helps regulate our emotions. Instead, that parent neglects our feelings, neglects our emotions. We want what we need from the parent, and we try to make the parent happy, and we pay attention to their feelings too much. And what happens, if we grow up in our childhood neglecting our feelings, we keep doing it in adulthood. And what happens when anybody neglects their own feelings, they pay attention to other people's feelings, and we do it too much. And that is empathic. Okay? That's empathic. But we do it too much. And it doesn't work, right? Especially if we're in these abusive relationships. Okay? If the titles of HSP and empath are supposed to be good things, then that means you should have success in life, right? You should be successful in things. So if you're not, it just means you need to change some things, right? So everybody needs to change things. Everybody has things to work on, especially if you're in an abusive relationship, especially if you have pain in your life, because life isn't meant to be painful, full of pain, okay? It's not meant to be. It's meant to be good, happy. You know, we have ups and downs, we have things wrong, but being involved in abusive relationships with abusive people who can't love us, you know, there's reasons we're doing it, and it might be some of these. And if it is, isn't it good to know? You know, isn't it good to know so you can fix this stuff, so you can work on these things for the mere fact that you can't afford to keep having relationships like that. And if you are, then I really suggest to address something in your life, okay? Something in your life that's going wrong, okay? And that's basically the point of my video, is I don't want anyone to close the door, stop the healing, stop learning, okay? Stop all these things just because, you know, you've been told that you're special, or and concentrating on other people's feelings too much and not your own is wrong. So being an empath, being empathic is great, but you must take care of yourself first. We have to. It's a must, guys. You absolutely have to take care of all your needs first before you take care of anybody else. Because I have too many clients and their biggest problem is focused on how other people feel, helping other people, and not doing much for themselves. Okay? And that is a common problem with empaths too. Okay? And being highly sensitive, is usually from traumatic situations. It's from our own experience growing up, okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys understand my point, what I'm trying to get by, okay? And I hope that it helps some of you. I hope some of you, that need to know this, see it and understand and start giving yourself the help that you need, okay? And like I said earlier, I've got a lot of videos on CPTSD, so if some of this rings true, consider CPTSD. Learn about it, because it's nice to learn about anything, but especially if it can help the quality of your life. Okay, guys? Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Love you all. And love yourself first, okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.